I'm back to another album review. Today's review is on Here We Go Again by SR-71. It's the third and final studio album by SR-71. At the end of the last review, I mentioned that they were dropped from RCA Records due to the commercial failure of Tomorrow. Because of that, they signed on to a Japanese label called Fat Lady Records. Now, this album was recorded in 2003 at John Allen's basement in a Dragonfly East recording studio in Haymarket, Virginia. It was essentially self-produced since Mitch Allen and John Allen produced it. Mitch was the one who recorded and mixed the album. John was credited with engineering it. Additional engineering was provided by Scott Spellbring. Now, the album was released on May 21st, 2004 on Fat Lady Records and Crown Japan, and was published by Matsuo Music. The downside is that the album was only released in Japan. It was available from the band's website as an import. It wasn't officially released outside of Japan until November 26, 2010. And now let's talk about the songs. The intro to this album is Axl Rose. This track was released as a single, but was only available from the band's website. The single does have 3 B-sides: Here We Go Again, All American, and the clean version of All American. The next track is In Your Eyes. It's actually a cover of a song by Peter Gabriel. I've never heard the original version, but I do like this cover. After that is Gone. Mitch and John were responsible for writing the lyrics. Next up is 1985. The song became more well-known after it was covered by Bowling for Soup. I will get around to covering the albums by Bowling for Soup at some point, and Mitch Allen has actually worked with those guys. Up next is Mosquito. It comes to the lyrics. I'm assuming this is a love song. He followed up with Here We Go Again, which just happens to share the same name as the album. I mentioned earlier that this is featured as a B-side on the Axl Rose single. That's followed up by All American. If you were to listen to this song, you can clearly hear Mitch saying fucked up. I mentioned that this song was featured as a B-side on the Axl Rose single. The single has both the uncensored version and the clean version. Honestly, fuck the clean version. The uncensored version is way better. The following track is Blue Light Special Life. You can clearly hear Mitch saying white trash on the song, and I've lost track of the number of hillbillies I refer to as white trash. The track that comes next is 15-Minute Idol. I believe this song was written about Mitch's frustrations with his band being a one-hit wonder, just because Right Now was the band's only song to become a hit. I mean, just because a band is a one-hit wonder doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. Still, it's a shame that SR-71 weren't as popular as most people were hoping. The track that comes after that is The One. Kevin Kaddish helped Mitch to write the lyrics. The following track is Everything. It's possible that the song was written about the band's reaction to being dropped from RCA Records. What comes after that is Blood and Bourbon. The album states that this is actually a bonus track. The finale of this album is another bonus track, and it's a demo version of She Was Dead. This track includes a hidden bonus track called Little Asshole, and I can't help but laugh at the title. The thing is that the US version doesn't have these bonus tracks. Instead, it has 3 other bonus tracks, which are live tracks. I Want You to Want Me, which is a Cheap Trick cover, In Your Eyes, and Mosquito. And as you can see, this copy does not have any of those bonus tracks, given the fact that I imported this directly from Japan. When researching this album, I read that it did not chart, meaning that it performed even more poorly than compared to its predecessors. It did get a positive review from Melodic. Unfortunately, SR-71 never made a follow-up to this album. Mitch Allen was hoping for his solo album to get released in 2008, but it's still not here as of the making of this video. SR-71 went on hiatus in 2005, and Mitch had been performing live shows as a solo artist. It did perform 2 one-off reunions in 2009. Fast forward to November 26, 2010, when this album was finally released outside of Japan. The band has been inactive since, and I don't know if they'll ever get back together, especially since members of the band have moved on to other projects. And now for my thoughts. Personally, I think this is a really good album. It may not be as good as its predecessors, but it's still very enjoyable nonetheless. I have to give respect to Mitch and John for producing the album by themselves. Overall, I recommend checking it out. And now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to Here We Go Again? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? Do you think SR-71 will ever get back together? When do you think Mitch Allen's solo album will ever get released? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify of future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another video.